and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pops. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, we have some breaking news. Breaking news alert. Running back Emmanuel Henderson from out of Alabama has committed to no other than the team in Tuscaloosa. So I know a lot of you guys are looking at this screen right here, and you guys are trying to figure out, hey man, what the hell are you talking about? You're an Aggie. You're supposed to be a lifelong Aggie. I am, but this is breaking news. Why is it breaking news to us when it's a team in Tuscaloosa commit? Because of this very reason here. Now, I'm going to reshape this, okay? I'm going to take this image off of Emmanuel Henderson committed to Alabama, okay? I'm going to take this off. Now, we're going to start doing some research here. Also, you guys have to understand that Emmanuel Henderson committed to them, but not only him, but also another guy who had committed as a five-star quarterback. You guys remember that? All within the same year. So they have a quarterback and now a halfback that's both 5 stars. I don't think I've ever seen that at Alabama in 1 year. It may have been when Tua committed and maybe another running back over there, but I have not seen that up under Nick Saban before. Okay. Anywho, let's continue to go on. All right. So I want you guys to look at this here. I just showed you Alabama, and now it's time for me to show us. All right. So if you guys can see that, make my screen bigger here. So if you guys look, so let me just turn this just a little bit. So if you guys just look at that. So you see how I'm going down the recruiting rankings? So number 1 is Ohio State, of course. And this for the 2022 cycle, of course. Ohio State is number 1. LSU is number 2. Georgia is number 3. A&M is number 5. It's number 4. All right. So let me click on my commits here. Let's click on our commitments. So as you guys can see on here, you see how this class is headlined with a defensive end? You see how this 2022 class is headlined with a defensive end? Now, if you keep on scrolling, then we got the quarterback, then we got the offensive tackle, got tight end, and then boom, we got the cornerback. Then we got the offensive tackle again, then the wide receiver. So, what I need for you guys to realize is this here. When you see that, so understand this. When you see that, especially when they commit to teams like Alabama, those coaches, now I'm going to give you guys a breakdown as to why I said that was breaking news and why I posted that. You guys have to realize that in a coach's mentality, as well as a recruiter, you have to convince these kids on why they're committing to you, especially when our trophy case isn't full of football trophies so far as our school, TexasA&M. Now, are we getting that way? Yes, okay? But we're not full of national titles like the team in Tuscaloosa, all right? So you guys have to understand this dynamic of a coach and a recruiter as well. You have to match talent for talent. All right. So I'm going to say that once again. Man. You guys have to match talent for talent. All right. So they just went and got a 5-star quarterback and a running back. Like I said, all in the same class. Now for Texas A&M, now defensively, they know what they need to do going forward as opposing to matching that talent. Also with LSU, it's not only Alabama. It's not only the team in Tuscaloosa, but it's also the team in Louisiana. okay, which is LSU. It's also that team too that we have to match talent against. All right, so it's not just only the players that you're going to practice up against, that makes you better. It's also up against competition within your division. Okay, so the team in Tuscaloosa and the team in Louisiana is in our division. So as a defensive, especially when I'm talking, so just offensively, they have talent. Defensively, you have to be able to match that skill set, okay? Where do you start at, especially going up against the quarterback and the defense? Especially up against the quarterback and the running back, this is what you do. You recruit heavily defensively to stop that dynamic playmaking ability on offense. So you got to think about guys like Mike Elko, who's the defense coordinator. All right, so Mike Elko has to think about his defensive line coach, which is Terry Price, and what's the other guy named Elijah Robinson. Okay, those are his defensive line coaches as well as his defensive line recruiters. Those are the guys that's going out and getting the bulk load of that talent, to come down to Texas A&M. So, like I say, you have to match talent for talent. What Elijah Robinson and what Terry Price has been able to do is consistently match that talent, not necessarily against. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. They have been able to match talent on that line against Alabama and against LSU year after year after year. But they have to see what they're working up against. That right there was breaking news for them because now they know, well, if they're going to get that 5-star running back, which is a good one, by the way, then now we know who we need to really press on. So the guys who they're going to really press on, and mark my words on this, they're going to really, really press on the defensive end. Well, they already got Shamar Turner, okay, but he was a part of the 2021 class. Now they're going to press on another highly rated 5-star defensive end or a 5-star defensive tackle. Either way, it's going to be a defensive lineman. Also, the guy who they're going to press on as well, they're going to now press on Harold Perkins, okay? That's the 5-star offensive linebacker, outside linebacker, I'm sorry. Also, they will press on a couple of more highly rated 4-star recruits. Now, your 3 stars, those are the guys that you cannot forget about because those are the development guys, okay? So you guys have to realize that. They're going to press on the recruits that they know they need to stop a certain dynamic, okay? Also, with the quarterback that committed to Alabama, they're going to now press on. They already got Bobby Taylor. That was a piece of the puzzle, all right? But that's not it. That's why you always hear them say, well, that's not it. That's not it. They're also going to press on Denver Harris, who's the 5-star cornerback. So, like I say, you have to be able to match talent for talent going forward. Prime example of what I mean by talent matching talent. You guys remember Leonard Fournette? I know you guys remember Leonard Fournette, LSU, the LSU running back, highly rated LSU running back, damn good. He was damn good because us A&M fans, we remember him because he broke a record in that game and he rushed up against us, and he was only a freshman. So we remember that. If you guys can remember, when LSU got Leonard Fournette, everybody felt like, okay, well, man, all right, with this here, LSU going to be able to beat, Alabama now, man. Like, man, they going to come around, they going to kind of start winning the division, things of that nature. When they got Leonard Fournette, it changed a lot of everything against teams going forward, but it did not change anything going up against Alabama. What Alabama did, and I'm just giving you an example, man. We're not talking about Alabama here. We're still talking about Texas A&M. It gave Alabama defensive coordinators a sense of urgency on who they needed to go out and get. If you guys can remember, Kirby Smart was still a defensive coordinator on that Alabama team. It gave Kirby Smart a sense of who he needed to go out and get and who he needed to press on getting. Okay? Why? To match LSU's one running back. Not only that, but the offensive tackles as well. But the one running back was the huge commit that they wanted to match. okay? Because they wanted to prove a point to not only LSU, but to everybody and anybody. They wanted to prove a point to say, although you got that, I'm going to go out and get this, okay? You got that, I'm going to get this, all right? So what Alabama done was, when LSU got Leonard Fournette, Alabama went out, and this Kirby Smart, I'm speaking about it right now. Let me stop saying that. Nick Saban and Kirby Smart went out and got, and I want to make sure I'm accurate here. You know, once again, I'm just giving an example, okay? But they went out and got, I know for sure, just give me 1 second here. When did Leonard Fournette recruit? I think he was a part of the 2012 or 2013 class, I believe, if I'm not mistaken here. I believe he's part of that 2013 class. Yes, so no, he wasn't part of 2013. It's been part of that 2014 class. Like I say, once again, I'm just giving you guys an example, okay? Okay, so I believe he's part of that 2014 class, who was the number 2 class, by the way. Yes, look at that. I was right. So LSU landed the number, now this I did not know. They landed the number 1 prospect overall, which was Leonard Fournette at number 1. He was the number 1 ranked prospect, period, coming from out the state of Louisiana. Alabama was in his commitments too as well, okay? But they landed the number 1 prospect, all right? They finished with the number 2 class that year, following behind no one other than Alabama, okay? So that was Leonard Fournette, and he had committed in the 2014 class. So within Leonard Fournette committing to that 2014 class, Alabama had finished at number 1. All right, once again, I'm just giving examples, okay? So Alabama had finished at number 1. This is all they had matching up against just Leonard Fournette. Once again, this is an example. This is who all they had matching up against Leonard Fournette. All right? They figured, okay, since you're going to go and get the number 1 guy who's a running back, Kirby Smart put it in his mind where he's going to go and get a plethora of personnel to match your 1 running back. This is the guy they went out and get. They went out and got Deshaun Hand, strong defensive end, 5-star, nationally number 5. They went out and got Rashawn Evans, who was a 5-star offensive linebacker, 5-star outside linebacker, nationally 14, position number 1. Went out and got Christian Miller, who was an outside linebacker, nationally 40, position number 3. They went out and got Hootie Jones, safety, highly rated 4-star, nationally, top 100, once again, nationally 50, position 4. They went out and got Ronnie Clark, who's nationally 72, position number 6, highly rated 4-star recruit. When I got Joshua Frazier, nationally 79, position 4. They went out and got another inside linebacker, which is Sean Deion Hamilton, top rated 4-star. Okay? So, point that I'm trying to make is that LSU went out and got that 1 running back. That was a 5-star nationally. He was the number 1 player in the country. Alabama went out and got a plethora of 4 and 5-star talents to match them. The reason why Kirby Smart done that is to overcrowd the line with nothing but a complete mirror image of Leonard Fournette himself, but not only with a mirror image of Leonard Fournette himself, just to show him that it's a mirror image of not only 1, not only 2, not only 3, 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 defensive mirror images. Okay? 7 reflections of highly rated players just like yourself. Now, we're going to see what you're going to do going up against all of them on one team and on one side of the ball. And what did Leonard Fournette do? What was Leonard Fournette's record against Alabama? 0-3. What was Leonard Fournette rushing yards up against Alabama when they done that? I think he had 50 yards one game, 30 yards one game, 50 yards another game. And after that, he went to the NFL after his junior year. That is what the breaking news is about. It's about what we look for going forward. I need to put it in you guys' head that Texas A&M going forward, and I say Texas A&M, not LSU. Only reason why I don't say LSU, and this here is why I don't say LSU, but Texas A&M going forward in this decade going forward, because we've just finished the 2020 season. But Texas A&M in this decade going forward is the only closest team to taking down Alabama. I'm going to say that once again. I need all of my Aggie fans in the back who did not hear that to stand up and listen to what I'm saying. Texas A&M going forward for this decade alone is the only closest team in the SEC West to take down Alabama consistently. I'm going to say that once again. They're the only closest team to taking down Alabama consistently because of the simple fact of that we've had the same coaching staff for 4 years. This is about to be year number 4, and we have the same entire coaching staff, period, that came in with Jimbo Fisher. This is the same coaching staff that got this Orange Bowl victory with Jimbo Fisher, period. We're the only team that is close to taking down Alabama, and I mean that. That is a statement, and I meant that. We're the only team right now in SEC West. The reason why I didn't say LSU is because LSU had so much turnover after they won the national championship, and now they had another turnover after the bad season that they had just in 2020. So nobody knows with LSU. Nobody knows. They have the talent. Now they're the closest thing to Alabama talent-wise. They have the talent. We all know that. But they don't have a consistent approach. Well, how can I say that when we haven't even much beat Alabama with Jimbo Fisher? I understand that part. We are the only ones that stand consistently with them in arms races. I'm going to say that once again. We're the only ones that stand consistently with them in arms races. Do you not know, and I want you guys to not forget that, Jimbo Fisher is the only head coach after Kevin Sumlin, of course. But Jimbo Fisher is the only coach since we've been in the SEC. We only have 2 of them to get the second spot in the SEC West ever since he's been here. I'm going to say that once again. Jimbo Fisher is the only head coach to get the second spot in the SEC West ever since he's been here. He's done it 2 times in 3 years. That should let you know everything that you need to know. He's done it 2 times in 3 years. All right? The reason why this coaching staff haven't left yet, because a lot of these guys could have left already. The reason why they haven't left yet is because of the simple fact of that they all feel like it's some unfinished business before they go off to their head coaching jobs. Because when they leave, they're all going to get head coaching jobs, and I know that. All right, you guys also have to understand that Jimbo Fisher's won a national title already. Not with us, but he's won one already, and he's had a coaching staff turnover already before. So that won't be new to him. The thing about it is that this coaching staff here is so dedicated to fulfilling the promise that they made to themselves, the kids, and Jimbo Fisher, is to the point that they don't want to leave until the work is done. Say that once again. They don't want to leave until the work is done. All right? So I just gave you an example of what Alabama done up against LSU. So now I'm gonna give you an example to what we're doing to match the talent up against not only Alabama, not only LSU, but also And we're just going to leave it at that. We're just talking about teams in our division, in the SEC West. Ever since Jimbo Fisher has been here, Jimbo Fisher and the staff, ever since Mike Elko has been here, Mike Elko and the staff, especially with that defensive line, we're just not getting the cornerback unit underway. It was under construction, so now we're starting to put in the cement in that cornerback. We're starting to put the concrete down for the corners. All right, Jalen Jones was a part of that concrete mix. We're now starting to put it down. Bobby Taylor is now a part of that concrete mix. We're starting to put it down. Brian George, he's a part of that concrete mix. It's a lot of guys, man. A lot of guys. There's a lot of corners that you guys haven't even much seen yet. But they're a part of that concrete mix on that side of the ball. Defensive line-wise, we wasn't very good under Kevin Sumlin, man. We were not. This is the first time for us where we've seen our defensive line in the top 5 to end the season. I'm going to say that once again. It's our first ever time seeing our defense in the top 5 to end the season in decades. Understand me when I say that. That's why this is breaking news. Elijah Robinson and Elijah Robinson and Terry Price know what they need to do so far as their defensive line going forward. They need to continue to stack it. I'm going to say that once again. They need to continue to stack it. Because not only did Alabama get a 5-star recruit in this class at running back, they also got one last year at running back. So we not only have, and also the year before that, which is Trey Sanders. He's still there, people. He's still there. What is Elijah Robinson and what is Terry Price both doing? They're looking at that. Okay, well, we need to continue to be, if they're going to continue to get that, we're going to continue to do this here. And now I just showed, this is the 2022 class. We're already at number 4. So now, ever since Jimbo Fisher's been here, so that first year, which was 2018, of course, Jimbo Fisher brought in the number 17 class, okay? They brought in the number 17 class. Everybody know that. We all understand it. So the safety, of course, that was headed by Leon O'Neal. All right, so we had already got that straight. It was headlined by Leon O'Neal. We got Bobby Brown. I believe Bobby Brown is gone now. Bobby Brown is going to the NFL now. But we had Bobby Brown in that class. We had Jeremiah Martin in that class. And I'm just naming defense, by the way, here once again. We had Tyree Wilson in that class. All of these guys that I just mentioned, all showed up this year. Showed up and balled out. Okay? We may have not balled out against the team in Tuscaloosa like how we wanted to on Jimbo Fisher, but I guarantee you, now mark your words, we're more closer than what Texas A&M has ever been to grabbing a shot at winning the SEC West and also taking a shot at getting to our first ever college football playoffs and having a shot at winning it all. I know you guys have heard that before because we've all seen our guy, who was the coach? Man, the name is just not. We all seen Jackie Sherrill. He was close to doing it. And we all seen R.C. Slocum, which has the best goddamn Texas A&M football record, head coaching record, by the way. And we'll forever stick with that, in my opinion, unless Jimbo Fisher's going to stay there for about 20 years, in which I think he will. But let's go down the thing here. So in 2019, this was Jimbo Fisher's full year. All right. We had the number 4 class. Georgia was number 1, but I think Alabama ended up being number 6 that year. That's a step in the right direction. That is a true step. Guys, please excuse me, kids. They're going to come in and out this door here. This is a breaking news alert, okay? But that is a step in the right direction. Okay, so in that class alone, we had the Marvin Leal. The Marvin Leal is showing you that he's all just about as good as they said he was. Okay, that was a start right there. Brian Williams, I don't believe he transferred. I think he's still there. That safety is still there. Eric Young, that's the one that you guys need to watch out for. Eric Young is still there. All right, once again, we're talking about defense. Elijah Blaze, He's still there. He's coming back, people. All right, Brandon Maury, he's still there. He haven't went nowhere. Andre White Jr., he's still there. He haven't went anywhere. These are all highly 4-star prospects who I'm naming, by the way. Leal was a 5-star, and he showed you what he could do. He balled out against that team in Tuscaloosa when we went up there a year, okay? Derek Hunter. Derek Hunter is still there. Keyshawn Brown, I believe he's still there. These were all highly rated 4-star recruits, okay? So that was in that 2018. That was in that 2019 class. That was the historic 2019 class, all right? So also with our 2020 class, which was another one that was historic. And let me widen this up, guys. Let me widen this up for you, just show the proof. We were nationally, what did we rank? We had ended up being a nationally 6th ranked class that year. We were 6th ranked. We brought in Jalen Jones, okay, to stop these high-powered offenses from just throwing the ball all over us. All right, so then we brought in Jalen Jones. On that, we brought in Darnell Harris. We haven't even seen Darnell Harris yet. Highly rated 4-star. McKinley Jackson, highly rated 4-star defensive tackle. Antonio Johnson, safety, highly rated 4-star. Antonio Doyle, inside linebacker, highly rated 4-star. Hold on, let me keep going here. Fidel Diggs, highly rated 4-star defensive end. Outside linebacker Adrian Cooper, we haven't even seen him yet, highly rated 4-star. Brian George, we've seen a little bit. Josh Mouton, y'all better watch out for him too. He's another corner, highly rated. And Isaiah Rakers, and Fidel Diggs was the one that pulled him in from New Jersey. So that was 2020 class. You guys see the point I'm making here? So hold on, wait a minute, man, because now I'm fired up. Now I have to keep going here. This 2021 class, we're going to end it at that. So that 2021 class, we ended up at number 7, nationally ranked number 7. That marks 3 years in a row where we have ended up in the top 10 recruiting class, okay? Tomas Adeli, highly rated 4-star, strong defensive end. Another strong defensive end, Marcus Burris, highly rated 4-star. Elijah Judy, weak defensive end, highly rated 4-star. Jason Harris, weak defensive end, highly rated 4-star. Deuce Harmon, highly rated 4-star, cornerback. Tyreek Chappell, he came in with it. Also, Shamar Turner, he was on that 2021 class, highly rated defensive tackle. We're going to have him at defensive tackle spot, 5-star. Jordan Gilbert, highly rated 4-star, safety. Dre Norwood, highly rated 4-star, cornerback. Albert Regis was the highly rated 3-star defensive tackle. But you guys see the point that I'm making here? This is what we're doing defensively. We have to crowd the line of scrimmage. We know that. That is a recruiting mindset of knowing the talent that you have to go up against. You got to go and get the best if you're going to play up against the best. That's what I need you guys to realize. And we're going to end it right there. I proved my point. I hope that all of you guys have heard of that. And we're going to hashtag Giggle Maggie's 2022 recruiting class. Where you guys at? Because it's going to be some big names going forward. Be looking for the 5-star defensive end that we're keying in on. Be looking for the 5-star corner, Demar Harris, that we're keying on. Be looking for Harold Perkins. That is my biggest one that we're going to go and get. And mark my words, we're going to get him. Harold Perkins, if you're listening, hashtag Giggle Mags. And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops. On Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giggle Mags.